Hi, everybody. Hello. Super excited to be here with you for this reveal on hashtag focus. I'm sure you saw all the amazing posts that were going on this week. So the quote is, don't dwell on what went wrong. Instead, focus on what to do next. Spend your energies on moving forward toward the answer, by Denis Waitley. Super excited to hear what everyone has to say for this week. So, Wes, a lot of your posts were on attraction and leaning in to get what you want, or you're gonna just go without. So, if you want to tell us a little bit about what you loved about this quote and what you were thinking as you were doing your post this week.
Well, I spent a lot of time reading on self-development. It's kind of cool because the more I get into self-development, the deeper it goes in, the more I realize that, we have been programmed in this world negative. And to everything in this world is fear. It's all fear-based. That's how they keep us all in line. That's how they keep us going to work every day, right? If we don't learn how to focus within, we truly do live without. Meaning so there's so much to this word focus. And what Waitley says here, we can get caught up in our circumstances, situations. And if we are not careful and we don't focus on where we're going, we'll get mired. We'll get stuck in the mire. We'll get stuck right there. And that's just where they would have us to be. So we always got to focus on what lies ahead, where we're headed. Focus on the future, focus on our goals, our why. That was my take, Kat. Back to you.
Beautiful. Thank you. So fear will keep us stuck. And that transitions really nicely into Denis. And you focused a lot on following the course and starving distractions. So do you want to tell us this week what this quote meant to you?
Sure. Thanks, Kat. I think that for me personally, a lot of this, and everybody has some wonderful quotes. It really got me thinking about what is your focus? I mean, the only one that can really figure that out is you. And, everybody has their own categories or their order of focus, and you have to choose what that order is. And for me personally, it's God and family and friends and work, and it kind of goes on. And I think most people have something very similar to that. So for focus for me is, if you can't keep the main thing, how can you keep the small things? How can you focus on the things that need to get done, the busy work? So for me personally, keeping the main thing, focusing on that, and then everything else falls into place. So that's kind of what focus meant to me, Kat.
I love it. So keep the main thing. Do your big rocks first and the rest will fall around. And Kay, so you had a lot of posts, funny selfies again. I love your selfies. And you talked a lot about when you focus, your energy flows. So tell us a little bit about your post this week.
Yes. To me, if you focus on gratitude, then you fill up more with the attitude of gratitude. And then when you're focused, that's sort of like where it's at to get anything done. So yes, you focus, and that's where your energy flows, and then you can focus more and you get things done. So focus is definitely how to accomplish your goals and stay focused on them.
I love that. And I've always struggled with focus. So I loved your post this week. It was really helpful for me. So thank you. Kibi, you had a big week this week. It was Maisie's birthday and July the 4th, and you were out at the pool and off doing a bunch of fun stuff, and you had a bunch of family and me time going on. So tell us what you were thinking this week.
Well, the focus was definitely Maisie. She had multiple birthday parties and just a birthday week. But for me, this quote is incredible. I love it. I live by it. I think Dr. Mike Murdoch taught me from his mentorship that what we focus on multiplies. And when I read that a while back, it's so true. Like, we can focus on negative and get more negative. we can focus on problems and get more problems, or we focus on solutions, or we focus on positivity. We focus on family. We need to focus on business and keep keep that focus, in a positive nature and intention of moving forward instead of backwards, right? Sometimes we can focus on the past and we get more of that. So focus is so important in all areas of life, whether you're working your physical life, your spiritual life, your mindset, your financial, doesn't matter. You have to have that focus and it has to be moving forward. So that's what it meant to me this week. Thank you, Kat.
Thank you. Beautiful. Miss Kathy, you focused a lot on state of mind, and you had a beautiful post on the Eagle. So what did this quote mean to you this week?
So this week was my parents' 75th. Whoa, boy, they're old. Their 50th anniversary. It's been a long week. So my focus was to make sure that they had a really good anniversary and that everybody enjoyed themselves. And we found a lot of times, this was the perfect quote for me this week, because nothing ever goes perfect with these things. And you always have to, a mistake's going to be made. And you have to move on. You can't just stay stuck there. And so you go to plan B and you move on and you move forward, and everybody, it turns out for everybody, for the whole group, not just you. So I love this quote this week.
Great. Thank you so much. And Dawn, a lot of your posts were on consistency, being consistent in products that you use and in process. So tell us a little bit about what you thought about the quote this week.
Oh, I thought this was a great quote. Thank you, Kat. And it was really about consistency to me and investing in yourself, focusing on your why, like Wes said, and your values and your morals and family, really focusing on the important things that matter. So like Kiwi, I had a big week of birthdays. We had a lot of birthdays in the family. I didn't put a whole lot of posts out about all their birthdays and stuff, but with 4th and all that stuff. So in order to get things done, whatever your why is and whatever your goals are, for me it was, don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Stay intentional, deliberate, focused, continue with the actions regardless whether people understood them, what you were doing or why you were doing them. Just focus on that. Focus on your goals, what's important to you, and maintain your morals and values in the process. And then everything will just fall into place. So that's kind of what it meant to me, is just continue to invest in myself and into those goals that I want to move forward, and not forget myself, my health, and the other things that matter to me, be it spiritual, health, work-wise, what have you. So that's what it meant to me. Thank you, Kat.
I love it. A lot of focus on the why and making sure you're putting some time into those core values. So Al, you had some really cool posts on what you feed gets stronger. And I love the post on the 2 rabbits. So tell us a little bit about what you're thinking this week.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Well, focus. This quote is very impactful in every area of our life. It doesn't matter what area it is, but here in life, there's one thing for sure: we're going to fail. So the quote is saying, even when you fail, some people, they can't get past the failure. We have to get past the failure. Focus is going to help us get there. I love focus as an acronym, something that I heard a long, long time ago. It says it's the acronym. F is for follow one course until successful. Staying focused on that task, on that course, keep going. If you fail, get back up, keep going, focus on that course. So here's the thing, a lot of times, man, especially in today's world, they're distracted by every little thing. Wow, it's a sunny day today, and they're off on thinking about how they could be out in the sun, or, oh, it's raining today, and they're thinking about why it's such a dreary day. No. You got to focus on your course, focus on your action, because, if you're chasing after too many rabbits, they both will get away. If you're just chasing after 2 rabbits, both of them will get away. So stay focused on whatever that goal is. And the goal can be super big. but there are little steps to help you get toward that goal. So you want to focus on each step, each step, each step. And next thing you know, you will reach your goal. So I love this quote because in everything in life, it tells me that I can do, accomplish, and be what I want to do or become if I stay focused. Thanks a lot for letting me share, Kat.
Thank you. I love that. Yeah, you can't go chasing two rabbits. They're going to be in other places. You got to pick one and go for it. Nicole, you had a lot of really beautiful, what I call throwback pictures from 30 years ago, and you were like, focus on the good stuff.
Yes.
So that's what you were thinking this week.
Thank you, Kat. I love this quote. And with the holiday that's come up, and celebrating our nation's start and where we were when we started and where we are now, just kept making me think about not only myself, my marriage, my family, my kids, my brother, I think, was in one of my posts from 30 years. I also happened to have my 30-year high school class reunion this last week. I mean, it's been a very nostalgic, but also meaningful week for me personally as a patriot, someone who loves our country. And one of my favorite posts was on my Facebook page, and I shared some of it on my stories as well about my family's history and how, having come to the United States. And what I really want everyone to know is that, we can focus on all the good stuff. We can focus on some of the bad to make change when we want to make change. And this quote saying, that we need to move forward is that we've recognized where we need to change, whether it's in your relationships with your family, relationships with your old high school friends, or, any of those things that we have relationships with people and or with our government or anything like that. As we recognize that there's a place for change, what do you do to move forward from there? Instead of focusing on something negative, is to focus on the good and keep moving forward. Back to you, Kat.
Beautiful. I love it. All right, Miss Dana. So a lot of your posts were don't look backward. There's nothing back there. Keep looking forward. So tell us a little bit about what you were thinking this week.
Oh, yes. I was thinking of always move forward. Don't look behind you. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Always move forward. And also it means action. And when I was thinking about this word, I also thought about the thoroughbreds in the Kentucky Derby. Those are, I think they're 3-year-old horses, right? So they have been raised and bred to just look forward. That's all the training that they've received is just look forward. In fact, they have those blinders on. They don't look left, they don't look right. They're just moving forward until they reach that final destination, that goal post. So be a thoroughbred. It's also important when you think about that's all they're trained to do. So can you imagine when we train our children, our loved ones and everything, what we can accomplish when we think about just moving forward, learning from our lessons, but always moving forward. Back to you, Kat.
Thank you. That's absolutely beautiful. And I love your post this week. Noelle, so you had a lot about the vibe attracts your tribe and also hard work, which we could see with your husband and like drumming away. So what were you thinking this week?
Yeah. Well, for one thing, all the health and wellness products that I love so much, a lot of those provide focus. So that was great to be able to highlight those because that's what we are using all the time. But talking about not getting distracted, talking about love, because we get what we focus on. And then kind of the bigger idea of that is to keep our focus on God. I mean, this is what this whole idea means to me, not necessarily my post, but to be more like that, to have more of that, because everything else then falls into place. So I think we can get distracted by little things over here or big piles over there. That's certainly just human, but like I said, we keep our focus on God, it all falls into line. So it's kind of end of story there.
So true. So true. All right, Miss Lenore, you got a couple of really cool posts about the binoculars and staying focused and not letting things get fuzzy. So what were you thinking this week?
Okay. Hey, thanks, Kat, and hi, everybody. For me, focus, this was a great post for me. And it's kind of lining up where I really am on my life's journey now. I have studied the science of mind, philosophy, a teaching, and a way of life. So Dr. Ernest Holmes has been my mentor for over 20 years. This is my teaching. And so it is about the mindset. And so it just reminded me of, because life happens and what you think about, you bring about. And so when life happens, what are you going to do about it? And to continue, for me to continue to focus on the positive and where am I going from here? But as Noelle said, in order to do that, sometimes I have to take a step back or just stand idle for a moment as I communicate with the Creator, with God. And I could take my direction from God. So just moving forward, because what I have experienced in the past early on is that when you get caught up in the stuff of what's happening, you can get paralyzed. You will get paralyzed. Well, at least I did. And so it's important for me to not keep my blinders on, not look to the left, not look to the right when life happens, and focus on where I am going. Even if I'm not totally clear, but I know if I trust God, God will get me where I want to go. So that's what it meant for me this week. Thank you so much for allowing me to share. And back to you, Kat.
Thank you, Lenore. That is beautiful. And Miss Cheryl, you had a lot of working out, and what you eat, what you put in your body is what you're going to get. So tell us a little bit about your focus this week.
Hi, thank you, Kat. Hi, everybody. Out there's a lot of distractions, and they're going to be out there, and we have to learn how to deal with distractions, because distractions prevent us from accomplishing our goals and moving forward. So being focused to me meant being intentional. So whether that's in health and what we're putting in our bodies, or I think one of my first posts was the Bible, being focused on the Bible. That's where I'm grounded. That's my foundation to get me totally focused on what I need to do, how I need to do it. It's my grounding. I did one on the positive mind, because so many times we focus on the negative instead of being positive. So I was focused on being positive and just leaving the rest alone. We don't have to focus on that. We don't have to deal with that. Just focus on the positive things, and, stretching and, health, that's included. When you're grounded in God, to me, that helps me with a healthy mind, which helps me with a healthy body. I think it's all like interconnected. So to me, being focused is being intentional. And sometimes we have to give a little bit more energy so that we can focus on those intentional things and block out all of the distractions. So that's what it meant to me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Back to you, Kat.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And my focus this week was on taking small steps and really being in the moment, because it's really easy. Focus is my word for the year, and it's really easy to kind of, for me especially, to focus on what I haven't gotten done instead of what I have, and really just be in this moment. It's the only time it's ever existed. It's never going to exist again. You might as well do the best you can in the moment that you're in and really be here, and then take every step that you can to go forward and give yourself credit for that instead of focusing on the things that you haven't gotten done. So this was just really awesome, guys. I really loved it. We have no fear. focus on the order of things, make the main thing the main thing. You've got gratitude. What you focus on multiplies. Sometimes plan B is going to happen. You better go with it. What's your why? Are you really focused on the big rocks? You're going to fail. What are you going to do about it? You're going to chase every rabbit that comes along. Focus on the good stuff. Keep moving forward. Put healthy stuff inside your body. And then what you think about, you bring about. And you're going to have to deal with distractions. Be intentional. So it was just really great call. Don't dwell on what went wrong. Instead, focus on what to do next. Spend your energies on moving forward toward the answer. Denis Waitley. So thanks, y'all. See you next week. Don't miss it.